I'm not sure if we've met before. Remind me, are you the one who name called me for no reason? About a year and a half ago, I went to a bar with some mutual friends. One woman brought her sister, who we'll call Meanie. Meanie seemed to instantly pick me out as her punching bag for the night, interrupting me / talking over me, rolling her eyes at things I said, trying to discredit any point I made, no matter how petty. Classic 1-upper 2. I couldn't say anything without her scoffing and coming up with a better story. She relentlessly made fun of me for saying I don't like horror films and kept trying to get my friends to join in. Then even had some ugly words to call me when I went to the bathroom and asked my friends why they'd hang out with me. I didn't bite back because I had heard Meanie was going through a tough time and probably just wanted someone to take it out on. My friends apologized after that night and said she wouldn't come around again. It was kind of whatever, but also kind of got under my skin. She called me a bitch / slut for nothing. Very attention starved. So a few weeks ago, a year plus after that night, I run into Meanie and her sister at a party. The sister, forgetting about the original night, goes to introduce us when Meanie says we've met before. I very politely said no, I've never seen you before, nice to meet you. And she seemed instantly put off. She insisted we'd met. No, I said, I don't remember you. She got visibly irritated and said once again that we'd met. I went on, sorry, I don't recognize you. Can you describe the night you think we met? And watched her fumble trying to describe the night without admitting to being cruel. I cut her off and said yeah, I still don't remember, but it's lovely to meet you now. Have a great night. She seemed super pissy about it. Thought it was pretty petty and effective to not give her a drop of the attention / memory she so clearly sought. So, you wanna snoop in your daughter's texts. So I'm married to a wonderful woman. She's smart, funny and very kind. Her mother is generally very nice and tends to have a great attitude and be very enjoyable. A bit of a prid but generally enjoyable, however can be a bit of a major snoop. If my wife leaves her phone sitting around she will just pick it up and start going through it. My wife has kind of laughed this off as a remnant of her mom being controlling when she was a kid. I'm not a fan of this because my wife and I will sometimes text about things that simply don't involve her mother and I don't feel a business at all. So over Christmas I saw my wife set her phone down on the kitchen counter and I had a brilliant idea. Her mom was still in the kitchen and I sent my wife the most sexually depraved text about all the things I was going to do to her when everyone left. Honestly most of them are things we haven't even done, but I had to make it extra scarring. I sent this text from the bathroom, and maybe it was my imagination, but I could swear I could hear an audible gasp shortly after her phone went off. When I went out her mother absolutely would not look me in the eye, then not so discreetly asked her daughter to come talk to her in the other room. When my wife came back into the living room I thought she had been crying, however upon closer inspection she was laughing. Her mother had questioned her about me sexually abusing her and if I always talk down to her like that. My wife had told her kindly that what we do is between us and us only. Probably the best gift this Christmas. Guy quit his job thinking he became rich. Hey new to Reddit, I thought I would post my story here. I work for a construction company and we do remodeling on homes. We have a rule here that we get to keep anything we find hidden behind the walls. We hired this guy, we really needed a worker badly, who was a total a-hole from day one. I've been working for this company for 5 years and this guy has only been doing construction for 1 year, after he got fired from his accounting job for getting a DUI. Anyways, he would always make fun of my clothes and my accent, and one day he went too far by telling my boss about my private Instagram account pics. He got on my phone and looked through my Instagram page and showed my boss pictures of me smoking weed. Little did he know that my boss is my friend from 8 years when we used to smoke together before we both quit. I was so mad that he violated my privacy, then I made a plan to fuck him over. He was the kind of guy who would always come in late and complain that trains or traffic is why he was always late. One day I overheard him saying that if he won the lottery he would quit this job for not getting the respect he deserves. You have to earn your respect here. One day I bought some fake gold coins online and I put them in a metal box I found at the antique store and waited for a chance to hide it in a wall. Luckily I did not have to wait long. The day he found the coins, it seemed like it was his best day ever. First thing he did, when he opened the box, he called my boss a fing loser, and he quit immediately on the spot. He said F this place, I'm rich. Lol. Little did he know that was the best day of my life. After he quit, my boss told us that he was going to fire him anyways for always showing up late. I wish I could see the look on his face when he finds out the gold coins are fake. Best $40 I spent in my life. I apologize for my grammar. This just happened today and my adrenaline is pumping hard. Thanks for reading. Harassed my daughter on Minecraft. You can't hide from me. So, my daughter, who was about 8 at the time, was really into Minecraft, as most kids are these days. Also desperately wanting to join the YouTube/Let's Play culture, I had installed some screen recording software that would let her make videos of the games she was playing, so she could later upload them to YouTube. Anyways, one day I'm minding my own business when I hear her quietly sniffling over on the computer. I asked her what was wrong, but she didn't want to tell me, so I let it go, but decided to keep an eye on her. A few minutes later I discovered what was happening. Someone was harassing not only her, but also all the other kids playing on whatever server she was on. This kid, we'll call him Little Shithead, or LS, was saying shit about how he was going to rape my 8-year-old daughter. She told him how old she was, hoping he would stop, how he was going to hack into her IP and steal all her info, swearing profusely. Remember, this is a game for kids, etc etc. By this time I had gotten my fiance involved, and she was also obviously quite upset at what a little shit this kid was being. We realized that our daughter had been recording the entire incident, and a plan began to form. I started by googling LS's username. There were several hits immediately, the most interesting of which involved a page where he was publicly applying to be a mod for a server on Minecraft. I was able to learn a lot about this little pose. He claimed to be 15, likes hockey, used to live in Toronto, but now lives in Florida. But the bombshell was easily his Skype contact info. It was literally first name point last name. I know your name now, you little shit. So I head over to Facebook and search for the name. Nothing. On a hunch I searched for just the last name, while narrowing my results to only the state of Florida. Several dozen hits. So I have to start combing through each one until I find what I was looking for, a middle-aged man with the same last name, whose profile indicates he was born in Toronto and now lives in Florida. I found your dad, you little shit. So I sent him a message on Facebook asking if he had a son named first name who goes by his username on Minecraft. Dad confirmed I had the right guy. So my wife begins telling the dad everything that LS was saying to my daughter, and we sent him the recorded video as proof. Radio silence for a few days. Then we got the message back. LS had his computer taken away from him for the entire summer and had also been lying about his age. He was only 11, I think. His parents were fucking livid with him, and he surely hated the next few months of his life. No one fucks with my daughter. Don't want to wait your turn. Now you wait 10 minutes. On mobile. Forgive my textual. This happened to me last night. I got in my car to pick up my girlfriend and my tire pressure light came on. I have a 12V air compressor in my backseat, but it's loud and fills sort of slowly, so I opted to drive to the local water. For those who don't have water, it's like if 7/11 got sober and went to college. Water's air pumps are free to use, which usually means there are at least a few cars lined up, but when I pulled in there was only one other car. Score. I pulled behind the guy filling his tires and an older gentleman in a BMW pulled in behind me. After about 3 minutes a woman in a brand new Lexus pulls up directly next to me and puts her window down. I only have to fill one tire. Do you mind if I go in front of you? She asked. I said, actually I do. We've been waiting here for a little bit. Sorry. She muttered something while rolling her window up, and I put up mine. About a minute later the guy at the pump was done. He backs up, and before I can even put my car in, the Lexus woman pulls her car in front of mine diagonally, blocking me from pulling into the spot, and then pulls straight in after first guy has moved. She climbs out of her car and gives me the most infuriating little wave. At this point my anger gives way to a ninja-like calm, and I know exactly what must be done. I pull my car forward and stop 6 inches from her rear bumper. The air pump is in the corner of the lot, so Lexus woman has a curb in front of her, a curb to her right, where the pump is, an open spot to her left, and now my dirty ass car right behind her brand new one. She is busy filling her tire and doesn't notice that I've pulled right up to her car. I step out of my car, grab my air compressor from the back seat, and start setting it up to fill my tire. Mr. BMW, who has remained completely still and silent, sees what I'm doing and asks if I can fill his tires too. I say of course and motion for him to park in the empty spot a Lexus does left. As soon as he pulls in, she notices what's happening and starts yelling. I flip on my air compressor and begin filling my tire. Her cries drowned out by the sound of 250c of justice. She comes and stands in front of me, face beet red and little flecks of spittle popping out from between her cigarette teeth as she calls me all sorts of names. I calmly say, ma'am, I only have one tire to fill. You don't mind, do you? Mr. BMW is absolutely loving this, and as I finish my tire and move to fill his, she starts up again. You motherfuckers, fucking piece of shit assholes, etc. I finish Mr. BMW's tire, and he thanks me for my help, climbs in his car and pulls away grinning. I wrap my compressor up nicely, pick a good song, and set my climate control to a balmy 82 degrees, all while Lexus lady is trapped in front of me. I calmly back up, give her a little wave, and drive off into the night. TLDR lady takes my spot at the air pump, I block her in, and fill my tire and the gentleman behind me with my own very slow, very loud compressor.